There were also celebrations in London's East End, of course, where the Olympic Park and Village will now be built. The area is hoping to benefit from a massive injection of cash, from new sports facilities to brand new transport links. This is where it's all going to be happening next. Jane Dodge is there.
Well, they've been partying here in Stratford since early this morning, even before they knew the result of the vote, and partying no doubt well into the night. This obviously the area where the Olympics will be based. I'm joined by a man who can really call this area his manor, the former MP Tony Banks, now in fact Lord Stratford. What in reality is this going to mean for this area?
Well, it's very difficult to over-exaggerate the impact.
65 people are still in hospital. The police say they are doing everything they can to identify the dead. A 24-hour support centre has finally been set up, intended as a sanctuary for families, as well as providing more information for police. Jane Dodge reports.
A computer manager, an accountant, a hairdresser, a social worker. A diverse group, a true reflection of a diverse city. The one thing they have in common, all are missing. Nita Jane's family believes she was on board the number 30 bus when it exploded. She had been evacuated from Euston Station and had just spoken to her sister.
Having looked into it, been to hospitals, not been able to locate her, having no word of her, no name on a hospital list or anything like that, I now believe she was on the bus.
What sort of person is she?
Lovely. She's a wonderful auntie to my children, and a lovely sister. I'm just very close.
The main reason why as a family we're doing this is just so we can make a plea to everybody out there, hospitals, doctors, nurses, ambulance crew, technicians, anybody who might have come in contact during this horrible time, just to see if they spotted her, and just to take 2 moments of your life to look at that picture and see if they spotted her anywhere, and just contact the family, the police or anybody, just so we know that she's safe, because that's the hardest thing that you have to live through.
Nita Jane is a Hindu, her boyfriend a Muslim.
It's awful me sitting here being a Muslim and knowing that maybe it could be a so-called Muslim, but I don't class them as Muslims. They're animals as far as I'm concerned, and I pray to God that God will punish them for what they've done.
Flowers have been left in Russell Square, close to the site of the bus bomb. Support for those desperate for news. A centre has been set up in Victoria to offer help and advice. Tessa Jowl, now responsible for supporting families of victims, describing it as a sanctuary.
This is their safe place in order to come to talk, to get more information, and just a place where they can be with other people who are going through the same personal nightmare as they are.
The big question is why it's taken so long for this facility to actually open. It was only late last night that the government phoned Westminster Council. Within a couple of hours, trucks packed with equipment had started arriving here. The centre opened this afternoon, more than 2 days after the bomb attacks.
A belated response, one of the helpers told the minister. Her reply, an admission that yes, things should have been quicker. Meanwhile, more photographs are added to makeshift notice boards, a legacy of 9/11. Laura Webb, another missing person, her brother visiting the scenes of the attacks again today.
It is actually a very positive thing to do, to come out here, because it's where it's all happening, and it's so much better to be here. We feel we're doing something positive.
Most of the injured have now been identified, but no one who died has been. In the next few days, a specialist team will visit families to collect DNA, a process of identification which could take many weeks.
Jane Dodge is at Hillsborough Castle, where the talks have been taking place. Jane?
Well, as you say, John, this could have been a historical day today in terms of the peace process and indeed the return of devolved government to Northern Ireland, but history has been put on hold. The political parties here at Hillsborough Castle have been talking now for 2 days. We were expecting a statement from the two Prime Ministers over an hour ago. That is yet to happen. David Trimble, the Ulster Unionist Party leader, has meanwhile left for London, citing important parliamentary business tomorrow as the reason why, but the other party leaders are still talking.
this morning, the security forces moved in to remove the body from the Dundalk
IRA
Road.
claimed she'd been working as an informer for the police for 2 years.
Again, the dead man was naked. His body lay by the roadside under a plastic sheet.
Local people reported hearing a number of shots before discovering the body.
People called to the scene said it appeared the man had been shot in the head shortly before being dumped. The dead man...
The IRA's penalty for informing is death. In the last 25 years, they've killed almost 50 alleged informers. It's a fate only a very few escape. One of those who did get away is now in hiding outside Northern Ireland.
I'm dealing with a very, very professional organisation. The IRA have got the manpower, they've got the ability, they've got the people who will quite, without doubt, come over and they would shoot you as quick as they would look at you.
Despite the real risk of being killed, he is now coming out of hiding. For the first time, Spotlight profiles the life of one of the RUC's most important agents and travels with him as he returns to Northern Ireland. Martin McGartland saved dozens of lives working undercover in the IRA. But now he fears for his own life. For 5 years he's been in hiding outside Northern Ireland. Now he's getting ready to return home, and he's taking no chances. He's hoping the IRA will have forgotten what he looks like, but he knows that's probably wishful thinking, so he's disguising his appearance.
I'm probably one of the most important people, I would say, that the IRA would like to get a hold of, obviously because of the information I passed on about them, and obviously volunteers, and if they thought that they could get me photographs of us or stuff, obviously they would just keep them and try and find out where I was living. The IRA would kill me if they get the opportunity, and that's all that I can just keep in my mind at all times.